Hi, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Saturday. I hope you guys are well. My name is Erica Williams, and I am here to share some basic strategies with you guys in reference to literacy with 3 to 5 year olds. So, quick background about myself: I've been in education for over 10 years now. I am an arts educator specifically. However, I have also worked as a part-time reading literacy specialist for specifically for first and second grade. And so I fell in love with literacy, especially with young people. And so presently I have a 3-year-old, and I'm going to share some strategies that I've been sharing with him, and also some first and second graders that I've worked with for over several years. So there's a lot going on. Corona's on the loose. However, there is still hope and some very basic things that you can do with your child or children to help them grow in their love for learning. So, for example, first thing you want to do is to create a space for learning. You want to create a space for learning. So, depending on, I'm going to show you a couple of things that you can do if you have 1,000 rooms in your house and you can create your own classroom. Or if you just have a little bit of space that you can use for your child's room, or another space or corner in your house, you can do all of the above. So I'm going to take my camera off. I'm going to show you our dining room that I transformed into a classroom, right? So right behind me is my workspace, and I'm going to turn my camera around in a second so that you guys can see what we have going on here. The camera turn? Okay, hold on one second. Okay, there we go. Okay, front camera, back camera. Okay, great. Oops, here we go. So first, over in this space, we have art and music over here. We also have an art section here on the wall. My bad. And then this is the primary space that we have for my son, where we have numbers from 1 to 20. We have the alphabet. We have a whole little section here where I have games and resources there. And then this is his workspace. So when he's doing virtual learning, it says Ryan's World. We have his pre-K book, some things, some letters he's practicing, his pencil area, and crayons, right? I'm going to come back to this board in a second. And then we have over here where we have some blends. And then I'll turn around this way. We have some other stuff here, a big board that we use sometimes. And then this is where we do our reading here, right? This is really a corner. Let it focus. Okay, this is a corner in our house. It says Ryan. It's a very tight corner, but it says read. Let me let the camera focus. I'm sorry if it's a little blurry. There we go. It says read. And we have really cool words that say strong, funny, positive, brilliant, respect, love, all these things. And then he has a space here with his books. And I really just took a crate. He has more books upstairs in his room, but I took a crate and I put some books there. Okay. All right. Back over here to this space here. This board is amazing. You can find this at the dollar store. The words are at the dollar store. And especially when you're a student, if your child is engaged in online learning, you can use this board. Ultimately, I'll add his schedule to the side, and you can add whatever else you want to add there. But you can take this trifold. You can use this for your child at the kitchen table, a corner in the space of the house, whatever it may be, so they can block out the world and you can have that space there, right? Most of this stuff I've gotten from the dollar store, Walmart, and let's see, dollar store, Walmart, and possibly Target, right? Next thing I'm going to show you is a word wall. So up here, we have a word wall. We have our ABCs here and different sight words that my son is working on. We have them listed here. His name, of course, and some other things. So every time we learn a new word, I just put the sight word up here. If you don't have space and time for this, then you can go back to your trifold. You can put over here on the left side or right side, whatever it is that you choose. I'm sorry, the focus is a little off. But whatever you choose, you can put the ABCs along the side, and then you can simply take what do you call this? A note card and write whatever the word is. Of course, I highly suggest that you start with your child's name first, and then you bring it back to other things around your house and in the space. So that's creating a learning space, again, depending on if you have access to be able to do it with all of your, like a whole entire room, feel free to do so. But again, you can get a corner, you can get a trifold, and just sit your child at a table, a desk. You can use a TV tray and just have them kind of know that that space is for learning. Okay, so that's one quick way. All right, now I'm going to go to, I think I did word wall and games. Okay, so one of the things you want to also get to, especially the 3 to 5 year olds, you want to get them into a space where they can recognize letters. I'm sure, I want to assume the best. And so I want to assume that between the ages of 3 and 5 that your child already knows the ABC song, which is great. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. All of that is amazing. You want to get with sound recognition. And let me go back for a second. There are a million free resources that you can utilize on the internet, on the Googler, and especially YouTube. So one of the things that has really helped our 3-year-old is to have him inundated with all things literacy. And so, you know, we live in a world where time is what it is. We have a million and one things going on. And oftentimes we give our child a cell phone or a tablet or whatever it may be. The thing, you want to be proactive when you are giving your child technology. And so when we do give our son technology, he is listening and watching anything that's education related, right? And so that's a way to get your child hearing and visualizing the alphabet. Also, the dollar store is my best friend. So I have these ABC flashcards. I have multiple packs, and I play a simple matching game with my son. Number one, let me fix this because this is kind of falling. Let's fix this really quickly. Here we go. I should have had a camera with the balancer. Okay, so number one, we go through this very simply, right? Flashcards, you know, ask my child to, what letter is this? They say the letter D. Then I say, what sound does D make? We play with it. You can associate it with it. The great thing is that on the back, they have a picture of what this is associated with. So we have dish, like we go through these, I want to say at least 3 times a week. If it's not in flashcards, then it's with the word wall. We'll go through recognizing letters and sounds. And then we play a flashcard game. So you remember this as a child, I hope. You put the flashcards down, and I would use at least 2 or 3 decks with this. You put them down and you simply have your child find the letter, right? So find the matching corresponding letter. So if your child picks up P, you know, you have them go through and try to find the match. Once your child finds the match, then you simply ask them, what sound does it make? P. What sound does it make? P. What sound does it make? And what starts with the letter P? Piano, plate, potato chip, whatever it is. The key to doing this is to make it fun. You want to make it fun, 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 fun. Sometimes when it comes to the letters, they'll have pictures on the back. That's fine. You could just, wait, sorry. That's fine. You could just simply focus on whether or not you want it to be the word or the letter. Again, I would start with the letter so that your child can continue to have the recognition with the letter, to see it, to say it, and then to say the sound, okay? Again, I do this with my son 3 times a week. There are even times, and again, I'm busy, I'm washing dishes. I'll put all the letters out face down. Again, I'll use 2 packs. And we're playing a scavenger hunt. My son, he's 3. Also, let me pause and say this, find what your child likes. So my son loves the hide and seek at the age of 3. And so I'm like, okay, hey, we're finding all the matching letters. They're hiding. How can we find them? They're hiding. How can we find them? And he'll go and he'll play and he'll find the matches, and I will always ask for the sound. One thing I want you to keep in mind is that repetition is king. Repetition is king. You want to continue to do this, find a scheduled time. It could be 5, it could be 10 minutes. that you can play these games with your child and then ultimately graduate them to the point where they can play with them on their own. Once they get really secure in identifying the letter and the sound and words associated with it, then I would just have a piece of paper. If you have a whiteboard or a chalkboard or just a simple piece of paper, have your child begin to practice to write the letter. So I'll do this with my son. The letter is, he'll say C. The letter is C. The letter is C. The letter is C. And what sound does C make? K. What sound does C make? K. What's the other sound that C makes? S. What's the other sound that C makes? S. What's the other sound that C makes? S. And what words start with the letter C? And then have your child go through whatever the words they associated, whether it's cat, whether it's cookie, whether it's cake. And if your child messes up, say, don't make a big deal out of it. That's okay. Let's keep trying. And you go on to the next, and you go on to the next. If your child has the stamina to get through all the letters, then fine. But you might want to just focus on 5 or 6 letters. I would really also start with the letters of your child's name to identify the letters and also the sounds. Again, make it a game, make it fun. There are times when I'm in a car with my son and I'll just randomly take 5 minutes and go over letter and sound recognition. You can also ask your child to make the letter with their fingers. So when we're in the car, we don't necessarily have the alphabet with us. So make the letter C, make the letter O, make the letter A, make the letter U. Have them begin to use their fingers. They can use their bodies. Like make it really fun. The sky is the limit. And again, repetition is key. Let's say you're a working parent, you have a lot going on, but you have older siblings. Your child may have a sibling. If your child's between 3 and 5, maybe you have a sibling who's 8, who can also play the game with them, who can also act as a mini tutor for you as you cook, as you wash dishes, as you, I don't know, you might be going to school to get a second master's or whatever it is. You might need a little bit more assistance, and fine, do so. There are a million games I love. I want to get to comprehension in a second. But I love YouTube. YouTube has read alouds and sound and phonics recognition. There's something called number blocks and number blocks. There's Flocabulary, right? You can Google that. They'll give you a free subscription. There is ABC Mouse that will give you a free subscription that you can use. There's My Baby Can Read that you can use on YouTube or possibly get a free subscription. There's something called it's Number Blocks. Number Blocks has a phonics equivalent to that, and it's leaving my mind right now, but there's lots of free resources for that. Okay. Another thing, you might not have let's say, I don't know, your child is watching their favorite cartoon. Put on the closed caption. Again, put on the closed caption, because while your child is now enjoying, I don't know, Power Rangers, right? To see that their favorite cartoon is associated with text and dialogue is so important. They can begin to see the words pop up on the screen, and every now and again, pause it, right? Who uses cable now? I don't know, but pause it, right? And read the dialogue with them or put it on mute, right? So again, they're associating their favorite thing, whether it's a cartoon or a movie or whatever it is, with dialogue and with text. In my experience, last thing I want to share with you guys is comprehension. Comprehension is also king, okay? Here's why. So in my experience, I have evaluated through Fontes and Pinnell 1st and 2nd graders who can read chapter books. I mean, like literally can read onomatopoeia, and they can read an 8th grade level text. However, when you go back to ask the comprehension questions, some of those students have been deer in headlights, completely blank. And so with that, your child might be able to read at a very, very high level, but if there's no comprehension, then your child will not move as efficiently and effectively as they could. So here's a very, very quick tip that you can use starting at 3 to 5 to get your child thinking about what they're reading. One is called, let me get a book really quick. Do I have a book on my desk? I don't. Well, I'll use this, Muhammad Ali. Oh, no, I have one. I'll get a book. It's colors. So not only am I focused on literacy and dialogue and words, but also colors. So the first thing I'll do with my son is do a picture walk, right? So I might be washing dishes, and I'm like, okay, Deuce, grab this book. Let's do a picture walk. Okay. And so he'll say, okay. And you're like, what's a picture walk? A picture walk is where you just observe, you open the book, you go through, and you just observe the pictures, right? You go through, you look at the pictures, right? You look at the pictures, right? And you can break it down a little bit more. You can just do the cover, and you can have your, let's say with my son, again, he loves competition. He loves monster trucks and hide and seek. So I'll say, okay, Deuce, here's what we're going to do. You have 2 minutes to take a picture walk and to look at the front cover, right? And he's looking at the cover and he'll be looking at it. Oh, I see green, I see blue. And he's just talking and blah, 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 evaluating or whatever. 2 minutes later, I'll come back and I'll say, okay, so what did you find? What did you notice about the cover? And he'll say, mommy, it's green. Mommy, there's a dog on it. Mommy, there's a cat. Is this? And they'll begin to talk about what they notice, what they see on the cover, right? You then can ask your child, okay, let's make a guess. What do you think the book is about? And normally my son, he'll be like, mommy, I think it's about, and they'll make whatever prediction that they want to make or guess. And then we'll go through and we'll read the book, right? What I'll also do and then I'll add on after we go from the cover, I'll say, okay, look through. You have 30 seconds to take a picture walk and look at all the pictures in the book. Go. 30 seconds, a minute. Sometimes I'll time it. Sometimes I won't. Whatever. I'll let them have a field day. And again, I'll go back and say, what do you think the book is about? Right. And I'm reading with I'll say it with a lot of excitement and a lot of joy so that my son can now associate reading and looking through books and pictures as a good thing versus something that is a consequence, right? Sidebar. When I was growing up, I love my mother to life, but one of the things that she did when I got in trouble, you're in trouble, you're going to write, I will not do that again 35,000 times, right? And then for a period of time, I didn't want to write because it was a consequence. So again, I do that with excitement so that my son or children can get excited about reading. Then we'll go through and read the book, right? And then I'll point out different sounds and words and so forth and so on. And then I'll say, what happened first? Give your child an opportunity to think about it, right? This happened. And they could be wrong or far less. The goal, though, is to get your child familiar with thinking about what happened first. And then I'll say, well, what happened next? And then I'll say, well, what happened last? And then I'll bring it back and say, okay, remember your prediction. And sometimes it might really help parents to write down whatever the prediction is or type it in your notes on your phone. Did your prediction actually happen? Sometimes it may have happened. Sometimes it may not have happened. It's fine. Again, the goal is now to get your child to comprehend and to think about what they are reading, even if it's a movie, right? It can even be a cartoon or something that you know your child loves. What is it? Fortnite, right? And sidebar, Fortnite, you can go on YouTube. Fortnite has Fortnite phonics and Fortnite sight words that you can go on and your child can be dancing and doing the words and all of that stuff too. If they're watching their favorite cartoon or whatever it is, I'll simply ask, my son loves Blaze and the monster trucks, right? Well, what happened first? Blaze was there with his friends. Blah, blah, blah. Then what happened? Oh, what happened last? So again, that basic comprehension, they're associating that with reading. Very, 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 very important. Because again, I've had children who were second graders who could read on the 8th grade level, but the comprehension was very, very low. It was still in the very maybe kindergarten, pre-K arena. Okay. I also have some sight words, right? Sight words. One of the things I love about these, my mother found these from somewhere, but there's a sight word, and then on the back there are sentences. Let's say you don't have this, or you don't have time for this, or whatever it may be. Take some note cards, right? Blank note card. Write us a word on it. I'm writing the word no. Can you see that, right? And then on the back, I'll write a sentence, and I'll use my son's name. Ryan said no. Or the dog said no. Whatever it is. Put a sentence on the back. So now your child is associating words with sentences. Okay? Let's see. I'm going to check in the chat really quick. If there are any questions, profound statements. I want to start there because I can throw out a million and one things, but I want to recap. Find a learning space, right? That learning space can be in your child's room, in your kitchen. It could be in the corner section of your house. Go to the dollar store. There's a million and one resources that are $1 that you can pull. The trifold that I showed you guys earlier, if you have not seen it, please go back and watch the replay. The trifold is an amazing thing that you can put your child's name, you can put their schedule, you can put letters, sight words, math, things that you want your child to focus on. You can put in that trifold if you have if you have a little space or your space is being utilized by whatever it may be. That also travels with us when we go out of town. And second thing is word wall, right? You can get that word wall, that strip that I showed you. I got it from the dollar store. Put it in your child's bedroom, put it in the kitchen, put it wherever your child spends the most time with. And then the words that you're working through with your child, you can associate it with the corresponding letter. So my child's his name is Ryan. So his name is there. It's under R. Last name is Williams is there. And just the words that you want to play around with, stop sign, whatever, put it with the word wall and begin to build from there. Next thing is games. The next thing is games. You want to play games with your child, right? So where are my letters, right? Boom. You want to have them. The letter is T. The letter is T. What sound does T make? T. What sound does T make? T. What letter? What word is associated with T? Tomato, turkey. Have them go on and on and on. Also, you can do a matching game with find the letter T, find the letter H, put them together, have a great time with that. And then the last thing is comprehension. Simply ask your child, what happened first? What happened next? And what happened last? Even when you make up stories, even when they're watching their favorite movie, cartoon, or whatever it is, even if it's you're talking about the news or you're walking down the street, what did you see first? What did you see next? And what did you see second? And repetition, continuing to do those things, you'll notice that your child will begin to retain those things. They'll begin to blossom in reading. They'll begin make it fun. They'll love it. They'll have a really, really great time. And by the time they get to kindergarten or school age, the teacher is not beginning from the ground up. Your child is already in a very strong place. Again, remember, learning begins in the home first, and you want to make sure that your child is starting off very, very strong. Again, I do these things when we're in the car, when we're in the park, when I'm washing my son up in the bath time. Just take 5 or 10 minutes to continue to do that, and I promise you, you will see them grow. My son is 3, and he is beyond a kindergarten level because of these basic, simple things. Okay. Hope you guys are doing great. Burst into Books is a great resource. Feel free to sign up and get continued supports. All right. Have a great one.